We finally got the reveal for Assassin's Creed Mirage's new DLC, Valley of Memories, and all of the gameplay improvements that come with it. This DLC is dropping on the 18th of November. It brings a whole new region to the game called Al Ula. This new map also brings 6 hours of new story content, and that content is going to be set just before the end of the main game. And on top of all of that, AC Mirage is getting loads of brand new gameplay tweaks, and we'll go in more depth with all of that today. But before that, if you're new to the XL Live and want to stay up to date with everything Assassin's Creed Mirage, then subscribe. Now anyway, these new gameplay changes, let's talk about it. We are now going to be able to replay main missions in Assassin's Creed Mirage's base game, kinda like the older Assassin's Creed games that were based on memories and sequences, where you'd be able to go back into your memory log, reload a memory, and basically, replay that mission. Now, something else they're also adding to replaying missions, specifically black box assassination missions, there'll be such a thing as sequence challenges. Now, this is extra challenges that you can complete when you replay these missions. For example, stuff like assassinate your target without using eagle vision, or assassinate your target using only throwing knives, stuff like that. Now, Ubisoft didn't specify if we'd get any rewards for completing these challenges, so for all we know, it's just a fun thing to do without any real rewards, but who's to say? Now, something I'm really happy about is the addition of manual jumping for parkour. In Assassin's Creed Mirage so far, obviously we can jump when on beams or climbing up buildings, but the manual jump of older Assassin's Creed games where you literally press X or A to jump, that wasn't in the base game, but they're adding this in the hopes, and this is definitely going to be the case, that you can enhance your parkour experience. If you see a beam above you, you don't have to run around a building to get to it. You can just go under it, hold A, and you'll jump up and grab it. It's basically going to make for a lot more parkour opportunities and make the parkour in general just feel smoother, give you more agency in how you play. On top of that, Ubisoft have also tweaked side and back ejecting to make it more accessible once again. Ubisoft did this originally with a parkour update for Mirage, but it seems here they're just expanding on that and allowing you to be able to use side and back ejecting more freely, more at your will. And that mixed with manual jumping is just... it's better. It's like really working and doing what you can with a bad parkour system to kind of make it still feel fun. So that is very nice to see. Now, within the world of Al Ula, the brand new map and region in Assassin's Creed Mirage, there will also be side content like side assassination contracts. There's also collectibles in parkour challenges, kind of like the sea shanties you would chase for in Black Flag. There'll be side content for you to chase, fabrics or pieces of paper, I guess, that you can catch. Black box missions in this new DLC will return, and they've stated there's a little bit of a surprise there, which I'm assuming just means they've probably expanded on that black box mission concept more than Mirage did. So I'm hoping for more assassination opportunities, make it more like the black box missions we saw in Unity and Syndicate. Those were the most in-depth ones we've seen in the series. And of course, if you don't know what a black box mission is, it's just when you go to a large area, there's many different opportunities to assassinate your target. It's kind of like a Hitman level, right? That's basically what it is. Now, Ubisoft didn't show any cutscenes really for this DLC. They didn't show any of the story. It's more just like gameplay changes and a little bit of what the world looks like in Al Ula. Now, obviously, that is kind of a red flag. It's like, why aren't you teasing us with a little bit, Is it because the voice acting's kind of sus? The unmocapped cutscenes look a bit shit? It could be for these reasons. We'll just have to wait and see. It all feels a little bit vague, really, when it comes to the actual new content itself, rather than the upgrades and the tweaks. Now we're getting to the point of the video where I kind of give my own opinion, my own thoughts. So look, I'll preface it with this if you need a reminder or you haven't listened to my content before. I love OG Assassin's Creed. That's the AC games that I always replay. That's where I find most fondness with Assassin's Creed, games like 1 to Revelations. And of course, Mirage, promised or at least tried to be that type of game. But for me, it wasn't there. It felt like an imitation of something that it didn't quite understand. I felt the characters and storyline was weak. I also felt the gameplay was kind of unengaging. And every time I play Mirage now, it just kind of makes me sad because I'm like, oh, look at this game. Like, look at what it could have been, It looks like an Assassin's Creed. It just doesn't feel like one, not to me at least anyway. So with this DLC, I was like, look, I'm not too excited, I'm not too bothered about it, but if it looks kind of cool, then who knows, maybe I'll play it, I'll see how I feel. And after seeing this reveal, I kind of feel the same, you know? I am very pleased about the gameplay tweaks. I think, you know, going back and changing a game and doing it all for free, I don't have too much to complain about, right? Because, you know, manual jumping, amazing. Adding new challenges to gameplay for replayability value, amazing. You know, that is great stuff. It's just, is there interest in that for me to come back to the game? Well, maybe I'll give the game another go. I might play this DLC, to be honest. You know, the world itself looks kind of interesting. I don't think the writing of the storyline of this DLC will probably be any good. I thought, right, when I guessed what this DLC storyline might be about, I thought it's obviously got to be set after the main game. It's going to bridge the gap between the Loki we see, the Basim we see at the end of Mirage and the beginning of Valhalla. And I thought, okay, the reason he's going to this new region is because now he knows that he was once Loki and he's searching the land for Isu precursor sites, because if he finds more precursor sites, he can hopefully venture down there and learn more about Loki, learn more about the person he was and what he lost. And then, in venturing to these areas and in search for these Isu places, the Templars are, or at least the Order of Ancients, are also searching for these places because they want control. You know, they want a piece of Eden or they want knowledge. So he comes into blows with the Templars this way. That would be the perfect way to tell a story of, you know, Basim learning this new identity, as well as coming head to head with the enemy. I thought that would be the obvious, but no, that's not what's happening. Basim is going to this completely new country, like 250 plus miles away, right before the end of the game. It doesn't really quite make sense to me, because I played Mirage's base game. It never really indicates that he went on a major vacation right before the end of the game. It never felt like that could have feasibly happened, and I just wonder why Ubisoft choose these really awkward places to tell kind of boring stories. Surely the obvious was to set it right after the main game so you can kind of play around and give yourself more freedom, to do something else. Why shoehorn it in before the end of the game? I don't quite get it. And that's where my main worry for the storyline comes in. It's like they can't really do anything too bold. They can't really do anything too much because they have to then be able to tie it back into the end of the game that we already know. Again, they're limiting themselves by doing this. I don't really know why they've chosen this. It's kind of baffling to me. So I don't really have too many high hopes for the storyline itself of this DLC. I think it's probably just going to be more of what we already had in the base game, which was pretty disappointing to me. But again, if I feel like jumping into the new DLC in the game and not really caring too much about the story, just accepting it's going to be a bit bland, and then just kind of trying to make the most out of what is there, then, you know, maybe I'll try to enjoy it, but I don't know. It is crazy to me that, you know, a DLC for an Assassin's Creed game that came before the newest one has got a lot more hype around it than the most recent Assassin's Creed game. I understand why. It's because Assassin's Creed Mirage is more of an actual Assassin's Creed game than AC Shadows is, and I think that's why, you know, this DLC is so interesting to a lot of people and more popular than the Claws of Awaji. But yeah, overall, let me know your own thoughts on this. Are you excited for the Mirage DLC and free update coming on the 18th of November? I mean, we're all gonna surely give it a go, right? It's free. We have nothing to lose, except our time and patience, maybe. But time will tell. What's your speculation for the story? Is the guy in the trailer Dervis or Derwis? He looks like the guy from Mirage. Let me know. Or is that his dad? I don't know. I don't know why they're bothering with Basim's father. Surely focusing on Basim's father takes away from the whole aspect of Basim himself. You know, Basim is a central character with the central themes that lean right into Valhalla. Surely we explore those more rather than start focusing on his father, who is an unknown character, how does he have any link to, you know, Basim and the Isu and the assassins at all? You know, it just doesn't seem to make sense. Why focus on some random character that doesn't matter when you can focus more inwards on Basim and that balance between him and Loki? Do it in a way the main game never could, but I guess not, because I don't know. I think Ubisoft's writers are just incompetent. I just think they are. Anyway, guys, I love you. If you enjoyed this video, press a like button and subscribe to stay up to date with the Mirage DLC. But also, we mainly just talk cool Assassin's Creed theories, rankings. You know, we have a good time. Subscribe. I love you guys, mate. The father of understanding guidance. I will see you soon. Goodbye.